Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. There's an old saying in politics, be careful of the horse you back, it just might kick you. New polling numbers continue to reflect a major erosion of support for Obama and congressional Democrats. For example, support for Congress is a hair's breadth away from single digits. As of this Vortex, it stands at 11%, according to the Gallup organization. Obama fares only a little bit better. Currently, according to well-respected polling giant Rasmussen, Obama would lose to an unnamed Republican if the election were held today, losing to an unnamed Republican. His polling numbers are approaching those of Jimmy Carter, with only 44% of the country approving of his job performance compared to 51% who disapprove. A majority of Americans disapprove of Obama's job performance. Obama and his congressional allies have done practically nothing positive at all when it comes to the economy, but their social agenda has run wild across the American landscape. More children are now killed at home and around the world with American tax dollars than ever before. Homosexual rights have been pushed on such a large scale that many political and social pundits have simply accepted the fact that homosexual marriage will be national policy in the very near future. So why should Catholics care about these things? Well, if you have to seriously ask that question, then just X out of the video right now. But there's a much larger question or concern here as well. For decades, the United States bishops have allied themselves with Democrats and practically all of their proposals. There's not a self-respecting, thinking person who believes that the bishops are under the control of the Republican Party, but there are many, many people who have watched this situation for years who think that the bishops are largely manipulated by Democratic Party operatives. The reason or reasons are varied. For one, the U.S. bishops get tens of millions of dollars from the government every year for all sorts of programs. Since the government is and has been largely controlled by Democrats for most of the last 50 years, this has been a cozy relationship. Another reason is that a large number of bishops over the past 30 years or so have been mostly personally sympathetic to the Democratic Party. Most grew up Democrats or in Democratic Party strongholds and have maintained at least a nostalgic tie. But here's where the danger comes in. Having hitched their wagons to what looks like a rapidly falling star, they as a body will become even more irrelevant than most of the country currently holds them. And for those who love and respect the office of bishop as instituted by our blessed Lord, great big questions hang out there like, how can you condemn homosexual activity as sinful and yet back the party that supports it so adamantly? How can you refuse to condemn so many pro-abort Catholic politicians and yet condemn the action of abortion? There is a duplicity to this position, and quite frankly, many faithful Catholics are simply fed up with the talk but don't walk the walk reality that we see so prominently displayed. For bishops to be so identified with a ruling class of elites, which the Democrats have become by and large, is never a good thing when political revolution is in the air. At the least, the bishops lose their pulpits, and in the more extreme cases, like the French Revolution, they could lose their heads. The bishops should be thankful that this is a conservative revolution brewing and not a liberal one. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.